Hola, my name is Irania. Mi nombre es Irania, and I am the author of Wings and Dreams, The Legend of Angel Falls, Alas y Sueños, La Leyenda del Salto Ángel. And today we're talking about Venezuela, the country I was born. And I am so happy to introduce you to the story because you're going to learn about the Takupi Meru, which is in the Pemones language the name for Angel Falls, which is the highest waterfall in the world. And you're gonna meet my friend El Pájaro, the little bird. And in the book, we're going to also meet Takupi, who spoke the language of birds. Imagine to be able to understand the language of birds. Some people speak English, some people speak German, some people speak Chinese, but have you ever thought about understanding the language of birds? Well, Takupi, the main character in the story, does speak the language of birds. And with that, Viva Venezuela, in celebration of Venezuela, Wings and Dreams. And it's in English and Spanish, so I'm going to read it in English. However, it's easier for me to read it in Spanish. So once there was a very wise grandfather. His hands were like the branches of the trees, his hair like flowing black rivers, and his eyes like the sun at dusk. He was called Shaman because he understood the secrets of birds, the reason for drought and rain. He spoke the language of nature. Everyone admired him because he was the only one in the village who could see the invisible colors that people carried with them, colors that tell qualities in human beings. How interesting. As part of the tradition, all newborns have to be brought before the shaman so that he might name them according to their surrounding colors. To Shaman was born a new grandson. He was very hale and strong, and he cried so loud that no one slept the night he was born. When they took him to the shaman, they asked, "How should we call this one that will not let us sleep?" Shaman looked at him and saw the color of a brave and adventurous warrior. "You will be called Takupi. You will be able to speak the language of any bird. You are strong as a bear, and in your crying I can hear your voice that will be heard beyond our village." And this is Takupi when he was a baby, and his mama. As he grew, Takupi learned to imitate the language of birds. He really confused them. He hid behind trees, put his hand out, and shaped it like a nest. He sang like a little parakeet and made the birds fly down to his hand. The birds thought they found one of themselves until Takupi closed his hands and trapped them. His fingers were full of little bird bites. Takupi continued to talk with birds while the elders talked about their problems. What problems could they be talking? So let's see what are those problems. Days passed. Everyone in the tribe was weary from hiding from the giants who took away their lands. There were not enough fish in the rivers, and the rains were becoming scarce. Shaman became more wrinkled. War, hunger, and thirst must stop, he said. We must find another place for peace and abundance. My dream said our home is in the south, to the south of the south. My dream said the warrior of our tribe must find it now. And this dark page talks about the giants of the north. Time came and Takupi was called. He sat close and listened to his grandfather. To the south lays the promised land of our ancestors, the realm to which we must go. In my dreams and the dreams of our warriors, I have seen the place where we might live in peace. You will recognize this place because you can touch the clouds. You can even play with them. You will find it. Go, son, go. Start your journey. What a hard task to find another home for the people in the village. So Takupi left with other friends, and along the way it was really hot and it was hard. One day he heard a very strong noise in the land. And that noise was an eagle who had broken one of his wings. His howl echoed across the wall of the verdant mountains. And Takupi approached the eagle, and he carried with him magic water. And he poured a little bit of this magic water that he had, and immediately the eagle healed. The eagle was so thankful that she took Takupi on her shoulder, and she flew and flew and flew with Takupi. Look at the journey that he made, like an airplane. And look at the beautiful illustration. I forgot to mention that the illustrator of this book is Catherine McIlvaine. And so Takupi flew, and the eagle took Takupi to where she lived. And so finally, the eagle landed at the top of the highest mountain of the south. Takupi opened his eyes and realized that he was surrounded by clouds. He suddenly remembered what his grandfather had told him. Remember? You will recognize this place because you might touch the clouds. You might even play with them. Takupi shouted with joy and said, I have reached the promised land. I have reached the promised land. He was so happy. And as he was yelling and running, as I told you before, he carried a gourd with magic water, and the gourd fell and he crashed on top of the water, and the water started spilling, but it spilled and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. It never stopped from spilling. And you know what? That magic water turned into a waterfall, a huge waterfall. So Takupi asked the eagle to gather his people and bring them to settle in the south land, right in the spot of the waterfall. The eagle and all his friends from the south flew to the northern land to bring Takupi's family to live in this beautiful place. And on wings and dreams, the shaman's dreams became real at the foot of the mountain, bathed in the magic water, water that will forever give life to the lands of the south. And if you ever want to know about the story of the Querepacupai Meru, which in the Pemones Indians mean fall from the deepest place. That's the name the Indians who live in that area, which is called Canaima. That's the original name. And it was called later Angel Falls because Jimmy Angel, an American pilot from Missouri, flew on top of this beautiful waterfall, and he told the world about the fall. So they call it after him, which is called Angel Falls, after Jimmy Angels. Well, with that, I'm gonna say gracias, thank you so much. And let's listen to the sound of my friend El Pájaro again and see if you understand what it says. I think it says, Viva Venezuela. Thank you so much.